Hello, and welcome once again to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by dentalwebcontent.com and New Patients Incorporated. I'm Howie Horrocks, the founder of New Patients Incorporated. Along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Dilatush. Welcome, everybody, once again to our Dental Mastery Marketing podcast series. Hey, Mark, how you doing on your end?
I'm doing fine, thank you, sir.
Wonderful.
How are things in Las Vegas?
A little damp, oddly enough.
Damp?
Yeah, we've had a little rain lately.
Well, it'll wash all the dust out of the air.
Well, it does temporarily. I'm not complaining.
For about an hour, right?
It's one of those periods where you don't dare go get your car washed because you know it'll sprinkle or something, and then
I know my daughter actually and her fiance are out there, and they run I don't know 8 or 9 of those locations.
Yeah,
and they laugh every time it rains because there's this gigantic line of cars outside the car wash.
Yeah,
right after it rains. It's amazing because there's so much dust, but you don't even see it until it rains, and then Anyway,
yeah.
That's not what this podcast is about. What is
I think it's
about?
I think it's a plot. Anyway, the podcast today is about picture yourself, if you're a dentist out there listening to this, saying, I want to promote implants. Where do I start? Good question.
Where do I start? Well, and we get this. This is probably the most requested niche. I don't know. It's pretty close with Invisalign, sleep apnea, and 6-month smiles. I'm going to say they're all pretty. They're probably pretty well evened out as far as dentists requesting our help to market these niches.
Yeah, or FMRs,
right?
Big cases, sexy stuff, fun stuff.
Right. I think the difference with implants is, well, not I think, I know that there's at least one very large, fairly well-funded corporate entity that's out there doing just implant advertising. And I also know that the specialists are either individually trying to go direct to consumer without going through the GP, or consolidating into little groups and trying to go direct to the consumer without going through the GP. So obviously there must be some money in implants, you would think, right?
Probably a couple of nickels or something.
A couple of nickels. Okay. So if you're a general dentist or if you're a specialist, actually we're going to come at this as a general dentist and then we'll add the specialist on the back end.
Okay.
We got to take this as you're a general dentist and you've completed your courses and you feel confident. You've done your 11, 12, 15 test cases with the instructor and you're good to go. And you want simply to do more implants in your private practice. How do you do that? Well, the first place you always go whenever you add a niche is you always go to your existing patients. So a series of purposely short vignettes educating them about the benefits of implants for them, not benefits to you, the dentist, benefits to them. And there are many with dental implants. Like, Howie, what are some of the benefits of dental implants? Well,
the most obvious is you can replace missing teeth, and that's the big one. And then you can anchor dentures so they won't slip. You've got great usage for implants there. And the thing that I always like I think dentists should actually promote this more often is that it's, when you get a prosthetic device like a glass eye or other limb, it's unreasonable to expect to be able to see out of the glass eye, right? With implants, they function exactly and they look exactly like real teeth.
Right.
Huge benefit. People don't want to get, spend all this money at the dentist and come out and have quote unquote fake looking teeth. They've got to be real, right?
Right.
So implants are fabulous for all of the above.
Yeah, and another benefit is you can really fix 2 generations worth of neglect.
Yeah.
In a short period of time, right?
Yes.
With implants, and implants can also now for the listening audience, we're giving you ideas. Like, we don't work with ideas, we work with statistics, but we're giving you where the statistics came from. The statistics always come from ideas. You implement the ideas using your testing budget. You statistically track the response of these the results, and then the ideas either take the shape of something that works or they take the shape of something that doesn't. So what we're about to say is these are more than ideas. The benefits of dental implants can be combined with other niches. This is where it might get a little confusing. It's also where it would become a marketing opportunity for you if you choose the right media type, right, to promote it. So what else can we combine implants with? What do you think, Howie? Maybe same-day dentistry?
Oh, yeah.
CAD CAM, right?
Yeah.
How about something like, I know there's a company out there that has courses on facelift dentures. Could certainly be combined with it. Couldn't it also be combined with sedation?
Yes.
Yes, it could, right?
Certainly.
Okay. So when we just focus on the implant niche, we don't want the audience to sit there and say, okay, I'm just going to list out, like if I'm doing my own ad, I'm just going to list out the 2 benefits that Mark and Howie's talked about. Because if you have or possess these other things, you can actually combine them to create 8 or 10 benefits of dental implants. You don't have to settle on the top 2 or 3. That's my point. So if you do sedation and you have, a CREC or something similar in your office, there's 3 of them that are combined to create a wonderful benefit for the patient, which is, hey, come in with a jacked up smile one day, leave with a whole new set of teeth. And like Howie said, these aren't just fake teeth. These are, they're going to look and act just like natural teeth, right?
Yeah, huge benefit.
Huge benefit. Okay, so what you do is you line up all the benefits to dental implants. You can't just think of the obvious. You have to think of the combinations. You list them all out. You write about them. And then you slowly leak these into your existing patient base. We have so many dentists who call it. I can't remember the last dentist that called us that said they wanted to promote dental implants and said, yes, I've already tried to promote it to my existing patient base.
Yeah,
They always forget that. Right? Yeah. And we're going to tell you, doctors out there, look, these are the least expensive, most likely human beings to benefit, to become implant patients.
Oh, yeah.
They're your existing patients and the moms and dads of your existing patients.
Right. They know you. They trust you. They've already given you money. Right. And they know where you work and you know where they live. So it's an audience that's you already overcome the trust barrier. And right. And they probably don't even know that you do implants, or they don't know what else you can do for them. They only know what you did on them.
Right.
So it's a great audience.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other reasons. If my own personal dentist is any indication, and probably the other 15 to 20 dentists that I've watched go through this exciting learning curve and advancement in their CEs to being able to provide dental implants in their offices, they all would like to be able to select their cases when they first begin without very much stress. And the best and easiest people for you to work with to give you the least stress are your existing patients. You already know them.
Right.
Okay. Whereas if I bring in a new patient right now and they're a little bit intimidated by you, or maybe you're even intimidated by them, you might not feel as comfortable doing your sixth implant on a human being. Okay. With somebody you've never met, never experienced, don't know them from Adam. Right. So almost every dentist that I've ever witnessed go through this transition of providing implants always wanted to take it slow, take it one step at a time, add an additional degree of difficulty with each subsequent patient that walked through the door, really appreciated the easy ones, right? They've got like a 2x4 as a bone ridge, right? you can drill anything into it, it doesn't matter where it's located, right? So anyway, for those reasons, your existing patients are absolutely your number one on your list. And the way you reach out to them, you can reach out to them through your patient communicator. We have Crusader Plus. You can send them a little email blurb about one of the benefits of dental implants at a time. If you have 7 or 8 benefits of dental implants, then you can send them that like maybe once a quarter. I mean, you have 2 years worth of scheduled promotion to your existing patient base. And if you're doing it right, you can put the link for your online scheduling widget for an implant consult. You can tell your existing patient, hey, if you're not a candidate, your mom or your dad or, somebody else might be a candidate, pass this along. And that's another way that you can start to generate a little organic growth from your existing patient base. So that's the first step. The first step is that's not the first step. The first place you go to spread the word is always going to be your existing patient base. Now, how else can you do that? I mean, you can do that with a silent did you know loop on a flat screen on your wall in your reception room.
And then we'll tell you about that when we come right back.
There you go.
Don't go away. Hello, everybody. This is Howie Horrocks, and along with me is Mark Dilatush, the president of New Patients Incorporated. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Howie. How are you? This is the part of the podcast where we get to brag about our company.
Yay.
So sometimes it gets lost in all these podcasts what New Patients Incorporated actually does. We have, I don't know how many podcasts, 75, 80, one a week for well over a year. And all of you listen to these a half hour at a time, and you might lose sight of what we do. So here's the short answer. We do everything we're talking about in these podcasts on behalf of our clients. Okay. The podcasts are there for our clients, of course, just so they understand what the heck we're doing, but also for the doctors who are do-it-yourselfers. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer and you want someone to do this for you, newpatientsinc.com. There's an icon in the dead center at the top of our homepage where you can get a complimentary marketing plan. A series of questions will need to be completed. And once you complete that, we will analyze your market area, develop a marketing plan, and get on the phone with you, discuss all the sections of the marketing plan, just to make sure you understand a couple of things: what you're up against, what your expectations should be, and what Mark and Howie would do if we owned your dental practice.
All right, we are back. And Mark was just about to explain this. Did you know?
Yeah, the did you know reception room loops are, they're not all about dental implants, obviously. I mean, some of the did you knows have nothing to do with clinical dentistry whatsoever. Could be, did you know we have Wi-Fi, right? Doesn't have to be, here's the passcode, right? Doesn't have to be about, dentistry. But the point is that you have nearly endless ways to subliminally suggest the benefits of implants, and overtly, if you're going to send them an email with the benefit of implants on it with your online scheduling widget attached. There's a ways to do that very inexpensively, almost $0, and to do it systematically and to do it in such a way that, you're not spamming your existing patients. You're not overloading them with information. You're not sending them a 2-page newsletter on the benefits of implants that they'll never read. You're spoon feeding them the interest. And to be honest with you, that's how most dentists that start implants would like to be spoon fed patients too. Okay. So anyway, so once you get through the existing patient base, well, sooner or later, you're going to start to get like, I want more implants. I want more patients. I want more people with these weird problems, and they have sinuses that are, so close to the site that I'm feeling kind of nervous about even doing an implant, right? So now we have these. Now we want to go direct to consumer. So how do you go to direct to consumer? Well, there's multiple ways. Just like everything else, you go to direct to consumer with. There's multiple ways to do it. Our job is to minimize your risk. Our job with these podcasts is to report back to you the statistical facts of promoting through certain media types and what to expect in return. Many of those expectations are muted by the competitive makeup of the market you're in and where the dentists around you are spending their money. So let's just say you're a John Q dentist or Jane Q dentist from middle America, somewhere in the dead center of the country, and you have an average everything practice, and you said, geez, Mark, I just took my courses. I want to start with dental implants, and I have already exhausted all of my existing patients. I don't think I'm going to get any more cases from them. If so, it'll only be 5 or 10 cases a year. I want more cases. I want whatever, 30 a year, 40 a year, whatever the number is. If you have a combination of marketable attributes that also work with implants, for instance, replacing missing teeth, it's obvious benefit. Anchoring dentures or no dentures that will never slip, obvious benefit. Combining that with sedation, combining that with same-day dentistry, and you start to mutate, you start to take this piece and you start to create combinations that create wonderful benefits to the recipient. You may actually want to do what we call as a senior mailer, where you can just segment the population by income, geography, marketability index, creditworthiness, and age, and deliver these 5, 6, 7 marketable attributes in their hands 3 or 4 times a year. Hook a tracking number on it. Let's make sure it's working. Do the cross-reference. That should begin to get you your cases. If you're in a market, now let me back up one step. With the mail, you don't have to be the price leader. So in other words, there's plenty of implant markets in the U.S. where they're already selling them for $13.95. So there's dentists that are out there that are using an entry-level price to generate calls or generate appointments and patients. If you want to play in that sandbox, then we would likely go to our AdWords department, and we would tell you that nobody does it as well as we do. And we would put a certain amount of money on the streets as it pertains to dental implants. And of course, you do the same thing. You watch it, you tweak it, you manipulate it, and you structure it so that all the things that are stopping these patients from coming in are removed, and every opportunity for them to become a new patient or an implant consult are implemented. And so there's 2 ways you can go if you're going to go direct to consumer. The 2 most popular ways would be senior mail or a Google AdWords campaign. Now, there's a third, which is actually both of those. We have had people call us and say, okay, I want 15 or 20 more cases or whatever the number was. And once you get it running and you track the results, you can always just lower or raise the volume to generate what it is the doctor asks you for. In some markets, you can do both. And it wouldn't be a rural market. Like a rural market, you wouldn't do Google AdWords. You would just use mail. But if it's closer to a suburban or even urban center, then you could absolutely see yourself doing both of those. And I want to make sure everybody's aware that you have to balance this off with the overall health of the rest of your practice, because we've seen this in the past too. Dr. GP, probably in his early 50s, kind of tired of the bread and butter and the normal daily grind, no pun intended. And, they want to reach out. They want to do more things. They want to, expand their scope of dentistry. Some people go into Invisalign. Some people go into 6-month smiles. Some people go into sleep apnea. And some dentists go into implants. Some dentists go into all that stuff, right?
Right.
So they get to the certain point, and what they end up doing is actually a mistake, is they end up over allocating the majority of their budget toward that little niche that they're trying to expand upon. And that's almost never the right thing to do. The only time you would do that is if your family practice, the family side of your practice, was doing great, just humming along, growing organically, difficult or if not impossible for a new patient to find an appointment within 8 days, and pretty well self-sustaining. If that's the case, go ahead.
Yeah. Or outsource to your associate. All of the family side of the dental practice.
Right.
By the associate. Yeah. That's another instance.
Whatever your capacity is, if it's maxed and you have some marketing budget left over, then niches are 90% of the time where you want to go.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense, because we get this question all the time. Dental implants, or Invisalign, 6-month smiles. People are asking us all the time. And many times, if they don't reach out to us initially to get counsel, they end up over allocating, getting their 15 or 20 implant cases. Meanwhile, the next thing they say is, my hygiene's dead. Well, right. You let your hygiene die, okay? Because you don't have any new patients coming in except for your Invisalign cases, right? Yeah. So it's a balance. It's never either or. It's usually both.
All right, then. That concludes today's podcast. We're very happy to have you out there in the audience, and please tune in again next time. Bye now. We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can find more podcasts on our YouTube channel, on Stitcher, and iTunes. Also on our websites, dentalwebcontent.com and newpatientsinc.com.